Now, students, so we're going to do the flow and return for the heating system. And if you were quick, you would have spotted um, slight error in my last video on the hot and cold water systems. So I forgot to change out, if you remember, on the ground floor plan, I took in the main supply in here, and I've got to change from mains to cold supply. I want to distinguish both of those. Okay. So what I'm going to do in order to rectify that is this. That's that one. I'm going to select it and go and select all instances, entire project. I'm going to swap it out for a cold supply. Okay. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to swap that one out for the water mains. Okay. Now that makes that one a little bit clearer. So that's a light blue, sky blue, and that's a dark blue there. And again, if I felt it was necessary, you could make that a solid line rather than the dashed dot there as well, depending on how it plots out. You'll also notice as well that I've changed from fine graphic detail level to coarse. And again, when you plot these out or plot them as PDFs, the important thing here is that you can actually see the line work. Okay, that's the important thing there. And I think you should be able to see that line work there. Now, so the flow and return for the heating system. Let's go into our manage additional settings, line styles, and open up the lines. Let's see what we got here. Line pattern, we put out there, and that one. So I have hot supply and cold supply. So I don't think I have that in. So I'm going to create a new one. We're up to 13. I'm going to go new. This will be 13, and it'll be hot flow. Right, because it flows out of the boiler, hot flow. And again, we'll make this a 4. And so we want this as, I'll do a pinky color for that one. All right, I'm going to leave it solid. We're going to do a new line, and this will be 14, and it will be cold return. Cold return, so flow and return. And we'll make this kind of that purple. It's a bit dark, so I might do that one, that light red there. Solid, solid, solid. Change that to a 4 as well. Okay, now, so we got those two. So again, we're in our ground floor plan, and we're going to come out. It'll be one of these connector pipes here from the boiler. So let's do the hot first. And okay, so we're into annotate detail line, and we'll swap this out for the hot flow, and we're going to do a circle here, and that will be something like again around 12. That one. All right, and then I'll go straight in here, and I'll do the cold return, and that will be a circle of 12 again. Okay, now is that color right? We'll just leave it there for the moment. Okay, so what do we have to do with that is that we have to spot where our radiators are. So we've one over here, I've one there, I've one there, and I have one there. Now probably don't need 2 in the hall here, so I might just. And then, do I need a radiator in there? To be honest with you, I don't. So I've got one in the hall, which will do all of that area there. I've got 2 in the living room. Probably need a 3rd in the living room, to be honest with you. because it's a big kind of open space here, you know. So what I'm going to do is escape. I'm going to select that one, and I'm going to notice that the reason I put that in there because it's kind of back to back with these two here. Probably should move them forward a bit as well, is if you wanted to create a storage space in there or something like that. So I'm going to move that one, and I'm going to bring it over here just for the moment. Now you will position these radiators where you think again it, they are best serving the room. Okay, and again there'll be different sizes and all of that kind of stuff that you learned in your services lectures and your TDS studios. So, but that one could probably move back over there, something like that, maybe, whatever. Anyway, so what I've got to do now is connect hot water supply to this. Generally, what happens here is that it's not an individual supply, so it'll come from there, go to that radiator, okay, to that radiator, come across then here and supply that radiator, supply that one. So it'll come into it and then it'll go out of it, and that's the flow and return element. Now it's done by double pipes. So first of all, we'll do the hot, that'll go all the way around, and then we'll do the cold, that'll go all the way around and back here. So we'll do the hot first, which is the bright pink. So we'll do create similar. Now, so what we're going to do is we're going to go from our inside our service cavity here, and I'm going to do that one, right? So, and then we'll pick it up from here, supply there, and I'll try and keep that fairly the same. So I'll always go in at the same point is what I'm trying to say here. And again, I'll come all the way around there. And this is where we're going to get a little bit tight in terms of line work. And that's what has to happen. That's fine. So we're going to take a flow off of that through here. Okay. And in there. Now, create similar. So I don't want this to be a spur. I want it to continue on. Because I need to get over to this one here now. So I might have to come this all the way around here, all the way down through there, into the service cavity again, and over to this one, and like so. All right. Now you can see that that's my flow pipe. Now it does kind of go around the world as such, but that's the nature of it. All right. Now we're going to do our return, and we'll start here and come all the way back. So I click and create similar. Okay. And I need to do a little bit of adjustment there, and I'll do that here. Okay. So that's that one. All right. Then I'm going to sort of move it out a little bit here. Create similar. Like so, back all the way back around into that one. Escape once, pick it up here. We'll fix the line up now in a minute or two. And then back into there. Now, a bit of adjustment on that. We need to do a little spur off of this one here. So let's create similar. I am going to change that color, I think, and make it a little bit more distinguished. Now, so that's kind of your hot and your flow and return for your radiators there. So we come up to our first floor level. And again, we're in the cavity, so we'll do the same thing. We'll take that and we'll add that one to the selection. Okay, and we'll copy those here and we'll paste those to the same place. Okay, so there. Now we'll do a similar exercise here in which we connect up those four radiators with a hot loop around and then a return loop around and back in. And that is your hot and cold flow situation. Okay, so you just need to ask in studio as to what's happening with the hot press. I'm not sure exactly what's happening there. Now, once you got that done, what we're going to do is we're going to set up a new sheet. And again, you need to label these and put in the correct pipe sizes and what they're for and all of that. So I'm going to do a new sheet, and it'll be a horizontal. Okay, it was there, and I'm going to take these three views across. Ground floor plan, first floor plan, and service plan. Okay, like so. They all fit neatly. I like to swap these out for this one here, title with no line. And let's go into view and close inactive. Okay, close that one as well, and we get the full sheet here. Now there's my sheet there with my service plan. Now what we should do in these little spaces here is put in legends. So and you just make this up as you go along. So you put in the short line for the hot and cold. Let's do this. We activate the view and create similar. Okay, let's do a 600 line there. And we can't see it because it's outside of the view. So what I'll do is I'll just deactivate that, and I'll do this again. I'm going to annotate detail line. So cold return. Okay. Little text box here now. There, and it'll be again 2 mil Arial black, and this will be what do we call this? Cold turn 12 millimeter copper, or I can never remember the plastic pipe name. It'll come to me now in a second. Okay, so I'll just something like that, and escape, pick that, and I'll just drag that out. Now, so then you'll go in and do a similar thing, annotate detail line, and this time we will pick our hot flow there, and we can copy that note. This will be the hot flow. So on. So each of the pipe work, each line that you have created here needs to go on that little legend there. Once you've got it there, you can copy all of that, bring it across and put it here as well. And that'll do the trick with that. Now that's basically your services plan layout. And again, I'm not expecting you to do any of this in section at this moment in time. Just give me the three plans with everything kind of thoughtful, laid out, lined up, tagged, or a note to go with it, and the legend there as well. Now you'll see where Tom's video of creating a Linework family comes into it, because you can tag those very easily then from that. And I need to look at that myself now and just see if I need to update any of this that I've shown you. And now, as I said, I've shown you the techniques of how to represent this. I'm not saying it's absolutely correct. You guys need to double check that and make sure that uh, everything is connected where it should be connected, and that the systems are flowing and returning in the correct order as well. Probably the last thing that I'll do is we do have a gas supply into the boiler there, so I'll go back to the ground level and we'll do one more detail line here. And I think I actually have a gas here. I do. So again, the gas will come from the outside. Oh, wrong one. Service plan is where I want this to go. See that? So gas, and again, I'll take it, just take it from there. I'll take it straight in. All right, now I probably should change the color of that because I think I've used that color somewhere else. So what I'll do is go into my manage, additional settings, line styles, and don't know why it always does that on me. So gas, magenta, let's change the magenta for a purple. Okay, and then I wanted to change that, this cold return, for a kind of a navy blue or something like that, I think. Okay, apply. Okay. Now, all of that is has been updated and we're ready to go. I'll give you one last look at that sheet. And again, we'll fill out all the bits and pieces here that need to be filled out. And again, if you've done it once, it's so easy just to repeat all of that there. And the only thing we really need to change here is the number, which is going to be 0006. And apply. Okay, there's that one. All right, that's it.